All right, welcome back to the Star Trek Rewatch, where you watch the episode, then you come here and we talk about it. So this week we're talking about Miri, which is episode number 8 in broadcast order of the original series. It's going to be a short one. I'm recording it at night because I feel like my throat is starting to get sore, and if I wait till morning, I don't think I'm going to be able to talk. So that's why I'm doing it at this weird hour, but we'll get right into it. All right, so this was broadcast originally in October of 1966. The writer was Adrian Spies. The director was Vincent McEverty. Composer Alexander Courage. And the photographic effects for this episode were done by the Cinema Research Corporation. The Enterprise encounters a planet that looks amazingly like Earth. It looks identical to Earth. The continent shapes everything. It's another Earth. Yeah, I'm not really a fan of this concept. I'll tell you that right off the bat. I don't like it. But, whatever. So Kirk and company discover a city resembling a ruined, deserted 20th century Earth city. In fact, Spock says that it's exactly like the 1960s Earth. Which brings up a question for me concerning, I just read a book called Prime Directive, about the Enterprise, about violating the Prime Directive. I don't think that's fully established in the series as of yet, but clearly later on, this would be a violation of the Prime Directive because this is not a spacefaring civilization that they are landing on. So, yeah, they're basically responding to an SOS from a civilization that does not have warp capability. So, Prime Directive violation for all you nerds out there. But it says the inhabitants who scurry about hidden from the Enterprise personnel prove to be extraordinary children, each over several hundred years old. 300 years earlier, life prolongation experiments were conducted. After the entire planet had been exposed to the discovery, the adults died horrible deaths, acquiring disfiguring scar tissue and going violently berserk. The children's metabolisms were slowed so that they aged almost imperceptibly. The children, upon reaching puberty, sicken and die exactly like the adults of 3 centuries before. Kirk and company are affected by the discovery, which is a communicable disease. McCoy must find an antidote before they all go mad and die from the illness. Spock is a carrier, as he says, but he doesn't get the disease like they all do because he's got the green blood. I think the banter back and forth between McCoy and Spock in this one is really good. I really enjoyed it quite a bit. They kind of got those characters like dialed in, and they've nailed them. Like, all the stuff between Kirk and Spock is great. Work is complicated by the children, especially by Miri, a young girl who develops a crush on Captain Kirk, and she's played by Kim Darby, probably most famous starring in True Grit with John Wayne. She played Maddie Ross in that version of the film. So Miri, she engineers the abduction of Yeoman Rand, played by Grace Lee Whitney, and sadly, I think this is the last episode where she has starring credits. I believe she has a walk-on or a walk-off in Conscious of the King, and I think that's it. We don't see her again until Star Trek: The Motion Picture. So let's see. But Miri aids Kirk in his final attempt to win the children over to his side. All right. We've got Michael J. Pollard in this episode as John. He's also one of the kids on this planet. He plays kind of like the leader. Michael Pollard here was in the feature film Bonnie and Clyde. I believe he received some sort of a nomination for that movie. I don't have all the details of it, but it was kind of a breakout role. I think that's really all I want to go into. A lot of the actors' kids were in this episode. I know Shatner's children were in this episode. I think Grace Lee Whitney's kids were here in this episode as well. The fading blemishes on McCoy's face were done by studying actor DeForest Kelley's head and exposing a few feet of film at a time and then peeling away some of the special makeup. It's the same way they did the effects for the Wolfman in, let's see here, what is this? Larry Talbot in the Wolfman. Same effect. So again, I'm taking this from Star Trek Compendium by Alan Asherman. But yeah, I really don't have a whole lot to say about this one. Not really one of my favorite episodes. I would say of all the ones we've watched so far, it's my least favorite. I do think that Kim Darby and Michael J. Pollard are great in this. I have nothing against the actors. I think everybody turned in a really good performance. But I just don't really care for this one a whole lot. It kind of, I don't know, it just doesn't do it for me. Yeah. What do you think? I mean, maybe I'm being too harsh on it. I don't know. I just don't think that it's not one that is like my go-to. It's not one that I would like want to watch, if it was on. I mean, I'd probably watch it if there's nothing else on, but this isn't like one of my like favorite Star Trek episodes, not by a long shot. So, yeah. All right. Well, I guess that's it. I'm going to wrap it up. Thanks for watching. And as always, have a wonderful day.